Welcome to That Will Remain a Mystery.
Yes.
Just kidding. Welcome to That Checks Out with Damon and Ted. I am Ted. That makes him Damon. Next week, we'll have a special guest, Raymond and Fred.
Yes.
For real.
His grandma used to call me Fred. She's like, your friend Ted, Fred, whatever. He's here.
Yeah, whatever the hell his name is. She'd say, Fred's here. I'm like, his name's Ted. Ted, Fred, whatever the hell.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. No one likes that guy.
Yeah, he's here. Doesn't matter.
Welcome to the show, everybody. That Checks Out with Mike and Steve.
Right. Yeah. We're selling stuff. So anyway.
I got a CD player.
I got a CD player.
Wait, you're the one that's a CD player.
Yeah. So I do have a CD player. Yeah, that's how old my stuff is. So anyway. Hey.
It feels like the energy's a little down. Feels like you're not really feeling it.
Party people!
Nice.
All right, there we are. Where we at, party people? Let's do it. Damon, how was your week?
First off, I feel like Wolfgang somebody just introduced me.
Yeah, we just did the morning zoo crew.
Yeah. Yeah. So my week, I'm going to share what I call a mushroom moment. Okay?
Oh, wait. Hold on.
I've had those before.
Okay.
Also, hold on. I feel like Mac's talking about drugs. I feel you're talking about a wiener, and I don't want a part of it.
I know I'm talking about breaded mushrooms. So anyway,
Well,
that's even
neither of
gross.
those things.
yeah. So we made them in the air fryer, right? And take them out.
This mushroom moment
So
was air fried just for you.
I always wait and let Chuck eat one first because then I know how hot it is, right? But I said, I got a bowl of ranch here that for my chicken wings. So you know what? I'm going to dip it in a ranch. It'll be cool.
Charles, I would like you to test how hot these mushrooms are.
Yes. So anyway, I grab it. I go into my wristwatch into the ranch, right? So thinking I'm going to cool it off. I throw it in my mouth. I bite down and I start going, hot? First off, so Chuck is taking one out. I took it out with tongs. He's taking one out with his hands. And I'm going, hot, hot. And I'm going, like, I'm saying adjectives and verbs and everything else. And he's like, oh, and he just drops it down. He goes, I'm not burning myself like that. Here's the moment that I want to share. It touched my hand. It burnt my fingertips to the point where I went, I better submerge this in ranch to save my fingertips. Then I went, that didn't work. Get rid of it.
You know
Put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what quench this fire? Liquid. You know where I have liquid? In my mouth.
Yeah. It was probably
Too hot for the hot tub.
Yeah. Oh man. But for me to just be like, this is so hot and burning my fingers. Where can I ditch this thing? Oh yeah, right in my mouth.
Where do I throw all garbage? In my mouth.
Right. If I had less than a gallon of ranch on this thing, I'd be surprised. But it was so crazy. And then he just throws it back in and looks at me and walks away and I go, what? And he goes, I always burn myself. I see what it's doing right now.
Yeah. You could tell, like, he, at the end of Sixth Sense, he flashed back and it was like, all of those times he made me eat the mushroom first.
Yeah.
This is what he was preventing.
So this is what it looks like when I'm doing that. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm done doing that. I'm done doing that now. But yeah, that was a mushroom moment. And that's how I kind of, I jotted it down so I could kind of remember it. And I put down mushroom moment. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, number 5 in the top 10 charts this week, Jay and the Americans with This Mushroom Moment. Couldn't be cooled by some ranch, this mushroom moment.
I got to be honest with you.
You'd listen to that song?
I
Sure.
would listen to that.
For sure you would.
Listen to that. The other thing is, I had, I was telling you this in the car that I was going to talk about it, but I had like just a floodgate of a memory come my way this week. And it was when somebody said, this is what they said. They said, oh, they said it just like that.
That was a memory?
Oh.
That was a floodgate memory.
Yes.
Don't want to be here for this.
Here's what happened. My great grandma, you might remember her. Do you remember little grandma?
Yeah.
Okay. Little grandma was all of like 4'6", 4'8", and like 98 pounds, dripping wet. And
a little grandma.
Yeah, we called her little grandma. She lived to be
little grandma. Boom. Why is everything a 50s song today? All right.
She lived to be 92, I think. But she would be around all the time, and she'd have her pocketbook. Let me get my pocketbook, right? Well, here's what we liked as kids, Kyle and me. is we liked.
Was there candy in the pocketbook?
No, there was money, and we'd go to the store, and we'd either get a Hot Wheels or and my mom would be like, "Don't go buying them nothing," and she'd be like, "Oh, I won't," like that, right? And then she'd look at us and she'd smile, and we'd walk down in town. We had a Ben Franklin. We'd walk down the aisle to where the Matchbox cars were.
We had one of the last Ben Franklins.
We did,
Wilmington,
yes,
yeah.
we did. But anyway, we'd walk down the aisle, and she'd have us pick one out, and then we'd walk up there, and she'd be holding the cars, so it wasn't. And she'd be like, "I said don't to buy them cars," and she's like, "I'm buying these for myself." And
These
then
are
of course,
my cars, Becky.
Yeah, but then of course she didn't, she
Right.
came to us, so we always knew that. So, but when I heard that, because that's what she always said all the time. Whenever she was, and it just brought that.
You knew
memory
little grandma was
back.
getting sassy when that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I can't even do it. I don't want it.
But what's funny is like I said, she would buy, and I'm going to say it this way, and you're going to laugh. She would buy Kyle and myself Matchbox cars, right? And by the way, I know it's me, but I think my wife, her eye just twinged, because people say this all the time about, and me. It should be and me, or people go and I, or and. Now sometimes I is appropriate. I get it, but a lot of times, how would you start that sentence, or how would you end that
If
sentence?
you start a sentence as I, if you end a sentence, it's me.
Right. But people will say that and be like, and with Ted and myself. Well, it's Ted and me, right? I know that.
Yeah. If he said, Mac was disappointed in Damon and I.
Yes.
Like thematically, the sentence is correct.
Correct.
Grammatically, it is not.
Correct. But if I said Mac is disappointed in Ted and myself, even worse.
Also not good.
Right, even worse. So anyway, she's probably filing for divorce right now because I said it so many times. But
If she's put up with all the other stuff you've
Yeah.
done, you're fine.
so how would I? She's filing for divorce from myself right now.
You're fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah. If she hasn't gotten rid of you yet,
Like
it's
in my-
either Stockholm syndrome or there's something in the prenup that she can't leave.
She
I don't
really,
know what it is.
Yeah, she really likes the punishment. Yeah, but no, those were my 2 moments from the week. Like I said, you know how certain things sometimes you can hear a
I
song.
just see your grandma be like, "I'm buying these cars for me," and she gets outside. Oh, I already have these.
That's not how it went, but that would have been great.
I already have the '68 Camaro Redline. That's for you.
Ooh, this is awkward, but I have both of these.
Yeah. I didn't look close enough.
But then you get home and she hands you the smashed up ones.
Yeah.
She takes the new ones. She goes, "I'm going to give these to
Yeah.
you." But not
I took
quite.
these. Yeah, I'm going to give you the ones I've already taken off some sweet jumps.
Yeah. Well, remember we used to, I had hardwood floors in my house, so we would sit and roll them at each other.
Yeah.
And crash them into each other, and the one that landed on its roof lost. And then you'd take those cars. It's like playing a really stupid game of checkers. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, I win. I get that car. But we would do that all the time. And I just remember Grandma would always, she knew we liked Matchbox cars. So, like I said, it was just one thing. But most of the time, it's a song, and it takes you back to what you were doing then, you know, or this or that. But just that one the word and the way it was said. If you just come from me and said, "Oh, okay," but it was the way somebody said it, and it was like, "Oh," and I was like,
That's such a weird.
it's a weird way to say it,
Yeah.
and that's why I said it. Just boom, it was just a floodgate of that. So, but how was your week?
Did you immediately go, "Ooh, Matchbox car"? Yeah. Were you disappointed because you didn't get one?
Do you have your pocketbook?
Yeah.
Because I'm now getting a Matchbox car.
Where's the pocketbook?
What about you? Anything cool?
I went to our friend, not this Brian, but Comedy Brian, got back on stage last night. So I went and hung out with fan of the show, John DeCoste and John DeCoste and John DeCoste and Brian. I'm still tired.
And myself.
And myself and I and me.
So
We
was it
hung out and
good?
done stuff. And the funniest line of the night was one on the way up. Brian was like, "Hey, I was listening to some of our old videos so I could, kind of get my cadence back and kind of, get the rhythm." It turns out someone went in and deleted all the laughter of all of our old comedy videos. And even though he was hitting me with it, it was the funniest thing.
Solid.
Nope, you're right.
Very solid. So
We were talking to one of the comedians up there. He's like, "Have you been up here?" I was like, "Yeah, but I did those weird ones where we were doing it for COVID and there was no one, there was no one in the audience because they couldn't have anyone. There'd be like,
Right.
some of the people that work there. So maybe in a room that holds,
an ostrich.
yeah,
Aha!
yeah, in a room that holds like 400 people, there was 12.
Right.
But the video was so good because they did like a sitcom, like a 3-camera shot. They had one on you straight on, and then they had left and right, and they would cut and zoom and go in. So people are like, "Do you have any clips?"
It's like a produced special then.
So people are like, "Do you have any clips?" And I send them that one, but I also have to preface, this was shot for an at-home audience. So feel free to laugh at the jokes because no one else is.
I was gonna say they're like, we think his material's good, but no one seems to be buying into it. Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Pretend that they didn't add the laugh track to any of your 80s shows.
I was gonna say, you need the Happy Days, the laugh track or something. Yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah, we were talking about
But no, that's pretty cool. So I'm glad Brian's back on stage.
Yeah, no. But again, it was another long work week where I was the time to make the donuts guy.
Yeah.
Where I would come in like at 2 a.m. to the hotel and they'd be like, hey, good morning. I'm like, nah. And then like 4 hours later, I'd be heading back out and they're like, yeah, you did. That was me.
Yeah. When you see the same guy still on shift at a hotel, you've done something wrong.
Right.
Correct. Yeah. Or you're traveling and it's a very short stay. But yeah, when you're actually working and you see the same guy, that's not good.
It's like, weren't you just wearing that? Yeah, I didn't take it off. I sat down at the desk and fell asleep, guy.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Guy, I'm 2 hours late for work right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm 2 hours
You're
late.
lucky I took it off to go to the bathroom. You understand? That's how tired I am. Right
Why
now.
is it wet? I took a shower with it on.
Yeah.
It's going back to work with me. We're good. So
I went down to the river.
yeah. Hey, I have a question for you.
Oh, no.
No, this is an honest question.
Oh, no.
Why is the caring emoji right next to the laughter emoji on Facebook?
I don't know.
I don't know either because
Well, they used to not have the care. So people would be like, hey, my grandma passed. And you're like, ooh, do I hit love? Do I hit thumbs up? Do I hit laugh? Do I hit sad? Like, which one do you do? And then they had to like, let's get this like one where you can just be like, I care about it.
Yeah. Well, but for people with fat thumbs, it sure makes your thought and prayer seem a little less genuine. You know what I mean? When you got the laughing thing and you're like, because what's weird is I always do that. And then I go back and check and I'm like, okay, nope, there's still only hearts and cares.
And I think that's why they changed it to Damon has reacted to your photo. Because it used to be like, Damon has laughed at your photo. And you would change it on the post.
Yeah.
But the original like note bonus to the person would still be like, this SOB.
Yeah, that was an obituary. And I don't know why, but yeah.
You have reminded me that I had a question for you. Not even related to you, but just the fact I had a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever had one of those Nature Valley granola bars? Like the really crunchy ones?
Oh, yeah, I have.
Do you think those were made by one guy they made a bet? They're like, if we put sugar in sawdust, do you think we can get hippies to eat these things?
Somebody running down at the mill and they're like, sweep it up.
I will give someone a clean $100 bill if they can eat one of those and not have a crumb.
Yeah.
Literally, I stopped in to replace your Tupperware because my kids ruined it. And you're like, you didn't have to do that. I'm like, I know, but that's who I am. But I was like, ooh, these granola bars are on clearance. We all know why, because they're trash. But my sugar,
but they never expire.
Right.
There could be a Holocaust and they're not going to expire.
I was feeling a little low sugar. I'm like, I'll just grab one of these because it was a nickel.
Yeah.
And then I get in my car and I just washed and vacuumed it. I was like, oh, you're an idiot. Okay, if I eat really slowly.
No.
Maybe I took one bite.
Yeah.
It was literally like I was in Bob Vila's house. Just, just sawdust everywhere. Like, what is this?
Like the hose came off the shop vac and it's just blowing everywhere.
And then that made me think is like some guy in it with a shop vac was like, sticking something like, you think we could, what else could we do with this? I bet if we put sugar in it, said it was natural health, we'd get hippies to eat it.
And I love granola. I really do.
Yeah.
Now, no, you can't really have milk, but you can have milk substitute. What do you
I tried to sit back and I can't get the mic in the chair and it's very upsetting. Anyway, sorry. I don't have arms on my chair right now.
You made me very, very awkward with that.
I don't want to give anyone any like inside baseball, but because I was sick, we're recording to double. So I've been holding this microphone now for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Well, I got news for you. When we record
and
next
I usually
week,
don't have to hold anything more than 3 minutes. So I'm a little tired right now.
He's playing tug of war with a microphone. It's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, I can have milk substitutes. Yes.
Right. But what I'm saying is because granola otherwise is so dry.
Yeah.
You eat one of those, but you know what would be a better challenge? I bet you could eat a whole sleeve of saltines without taking a drink faster than you could eat one of those.
Well, that's the thing. I was desperate for us to get to Dunkin' this morning because I ate that right after leaving. I went to the Walmart by my house.
Yeah.
No one likes a bragger. And then had to drive another 35 minutes to your house. Then we hung out at your house for a few minutes. Then 10 minutes to Dunkin'. By that time, you were like, iced coffee. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You could have been anything. You could have gone and edit whatever you want in this. You could have gotten any liquid from that guy at Dunkin', and I would have put it in my mouth by that point. Because it was literally like my throat was coated in 80 grit sandpaper. And it was just Nature Valley just hanging out.
Well, that's why you let me talk the whole time then. Normally like, hey, shut up.
Yeah. Well, no, every time we get in the car, it's like, you're like, you never tell me about your week in the car. Like, there's not a minute to speak.
Yeah.
We sit down and you're like, hey, let me tell you a story. And then like, we'll be 4 minutes from the studio. And you're like, long story short, we are way past that, bro.
I do.
Because you have squirreled,
I do.
you have seen like a roadside remembrance
Flowers?
of someone
Yeah.
who's died.
Flowers.
You've talked about that.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I don't like them putting this gas station in here. Okay, anyway, back to my story. Sentence 2.
Oh,
And
I really do that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just, he's not, it was a roadside memorial and I'm talking and I'm actually getting like serious for a minute about something. And then I go, ooh, flowers.
ooh, flowers.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
at 55 miles an hour going past them.
Going past one of
Ooh,
those,
flowers.
they put like the
Yeah.
2x4 cross and flowers around it.
Yeah.
We're driving by and he's like, so I went to the doctor. He's talked about it. We're going to have some more tests. Ooh, flowers.
Yeah.
They think they can remove it.
Yeah. No, and then I think I came back and I was like, what was I saying?
Yeah.
And you're like,
I don't know butt stuff.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Ooh, flowers? I don't know, something. So
If you
but-
think I was listening at all, you're
Right.
crazy.
Yeah. You just start reciting things I said when I was like 6. You're like, that's the last time I paid attention to you.
I went
have no idea.
where I was working. There was a Italian beef place next door, and the first night I was like, "Oh, I'll get that." And I looked down; it was 7:55, and I looked down, and it was like closing 8 o'clock. Yeah, I looked it up; it was like closing at 8. I'm like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
Like I get that for a while there, they had to close. Places had to close early, but 8 o'clock, you're closing a restaurant.
Yeah.
So the next day it was 7. I walk over, and I'm so tired of that point. I was like, "Yeah, I just want Italian beef and fries." They're like, "Do you want anything on the beef?" No. Do you want like? And I'm finally just like I don't. Just give me the bread and the meat and the fries. That's where I'm at this point. I don't want any decisions. I don't want any questions. I'm so
Right. Yeah.
Do you want anything on the beef? No. Do you want any peppers? No. Do you want any cheese? No. Like anything covered all of that.
Yeah, I was
like
gonna
you
say-
started at the top and then you worked your way.
You
the
went
other
to a
way.
pretty vague category
Yeah.
and then you went oddly specific after
Right.
that. So
Oh, maybe he didn't know what I meant by anything.
does he know what everything is?
do you want spices on the beef?
Yeah.
You know what I want on the beef? I want moisture and heat. Those are the two things I want.
Now I want a beef sandwich.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I kind of said that, so maybe you'd want to stop on that.
Yeah, I really want a beef sandwich now.
We got to go to the post office. We got to go get beef sandwiches.
We're just adding to the list. You know, maybe Bed Bath and Beyond if there's time.
Yeah.
If there's time. You know, whatever.
Go, stop by a Home Depot. It's a nice little Saturday.
Yeah, it's a nice little Saturday. You know, just me and the missus. Or Ted.
Wait, what?
So, all right. So, can I do a couple fun facts? And the first one, we're all going to love.
All right, let's take bets. Jerry, Mac, what are we thinking?
Yeah, you're all going to love this one. You ready? You might even know this one because I kind of knew it before I read this. Adam Sandler actually pummeled those kids with dodgeballs and Billy Madison.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And ended up making one of them cry. When the unhappy parents approached Sandler, he said, "Didn't they read the script?" The parents said, "They're 6. They don't read yet."
So it's on the parents.
Right.
So the parents have no reason to be upset.
Yeah.
They should have read the script.
But here, I got to be honest with you. I don't have many spirit animals. That would have been my response too.
No.
Listen, Chief, they signed up for this. Okay.
I will tell you this.
Yeah.
Some of our super fans, Chuck and Christina,
Yeah.
if they're listening to this, Chuck knows that he would have murdered some of those children.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm not naming names, but we had to stop playing that in school because of certain people.
Yeah.
Not naming names.
Yeah.
Because of how
But
hard.
it rhymes with buck.
Yeah. Because of how hard certain people, not naming names, would throw dodgeballs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally, it would have been like, foop, head clean off.
Yeah.
Did they read the script?
Yeah. Yeah.
Child decapitation was not in the script. It was implied.
It was implied.
It was implied.
Look, anything's possible.
Buck is throwing these balls.
Right.
It is implied.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to bodge when buck is throwing.
Yeah.
Need to bodge.
Yeah. Can you bodge a bench? You can bodge a ball.
By the way, we don't know who we were talking about right then.
Yeah.
It's up in the air. But no, you're right. They literally took that game away from us in school because they were like,
And we weren't 6.
No.
We were junior high or older.
no, yeah, no, we were to the stage where someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
You know, and they always say no headshots. Cool. If you think I have that kind of
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan
Now,
control, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not saying I disagree with the teachers because having taken a cross-court basketball pass, not even a dodgeball.
Oh, see, he's got the skid plan. Yeah. I love it. Now you're all in big trouble.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he's not even showing it the face. That's just
No,
like
but
at
the
their
one kid
butts
he
and
hits in the
stuff.
stomach, I'm guessing, is the one that cries where he holds his hands
Yeah.
up and he just pegs him. And that's one of my favorite. Oh, he hit that kid in the face too. So, yeah. That's why I said, you see this stuff, and they said he's whipping this ball at kids to the point of where one of them just cried. And again, yeah, that kid, right in the stomach. But then Miss Lippy, of course, calls him in. So it is
What
what it
I'm
is.
telling you, having playing basketball with Buck and having taken a cross-court pass, I was not I was not ready
Right,
for.
right. And that was friendly.
Yeah.
That was friendly fire.
Yeah, we're same team. I took that in the upper. I took that in the
Same team, man.
Yeah.
Same team.
I took that in the upper chest, right in the numbers, and it was like,
Yeah. Now, granted,
I didn't have asthma before that day.
little harder than a red dodgeball would be.
Yeah.
I get it, but
Yeah,
still,
I appreciate it. He made me thinner until my ribs healed.
Exactly. So anyway, now that we know, he said, didn't they read the script? And they're 6. They don't read yet. Okay. So I blame the parents.
Yeah.
I blame the parents.
Yeah.
All right. Now, these 3 almost all go together. And I'm going to read this one first because I find this oddly entertaining. In the 19th century, it was considered a crime to commit suicide in Britain. If caught, the person would be punished by hanging.
How dare you do our job?
It's taking money away from the taxpayer.
Well, because, back then, you'd hang, the whole town would come out. You're hanging somebody.
Yeah.
They'd ring the bell. That was, what was that? National Lampoon's European Vacation, the first one, when Rusty's got the girl, and all of a sudden they hear the bell ring, and they're like, they haven't rang that in 100 years. It means they're going to hang somebody. And he's like, Dad, because he knows.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing is when everybody comes out for the hanging.
Yeah.
We're not staying home.
Yeah. Excuse me, you selfish SOB.
Yeah.
If you're going to off yourself, we're doing it spectacle style.
At least put it in the paper and do it in front of the picture window. We're all coming over. I want to see what's going on here.
We have nothing but sadness and the plague.
Yeah.
We want something to do.
But you can imagine the guy that attempted, and I'm not making light of this. I'm making light of the situation in the 19th century, but imagine the guy that attempted, failed, and went, I'm sure glad I failed. Then they went, hold on a second. We're going to do this.
His wife turns him in.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. Can't
Yeah.
finish any
you can't
job,
finish
can you,
anything
Carl?
around the house.
I'm so sick of this, Carl.
Yeah. Now who's going to hang the cabinets?
I don't know who's going to hang the cabinets, but I know who's going to hang Carl.
Oh man. So to punish something, that would be like, you know what though? Doesn't that, I never smoked and I never tried it when I was a kid, but I know kids that when they smoked,
they would.
their parents would make them smoke a
the
whole pack.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, no, and then it's like, you just made a chain smoker. Okay. Now he knows he can down 20 of them or 30, whatever's in a pack a day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You'd be like, Dad, you're right. The first 2 were kind of gross, but after I got the 11th one, that smooth camel flavor.
You want to know where I kind of fit in this? Do you remember the
Nothing?
Yeah, in a medium. So anyway, tall. But anyway, when I
In a 3M medium.
yeah. How many X's are in medium? I think there's 3. Okay, then we're good. I don't know. There's an N in it somewhere. But anyway, so no, when I was a kid, we'd have the fundraisers for baseball, and you'd sell the candy bars.
Yeah.
Remember, you had the box you'd have to sell.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now, of course, your parents had to buy those boxes. Then you recoup the money by selling them, unless you ate all the caramel ones and kept them under your bed.
Or if you lost the envelope of money on the couch for 3 years.
Did you really?
Well, that's fun 3 years later.
Oh, that's fun to find. Yeah, 3 years later, you're like,
Yeah.
hot dog,
Yeah.
candy bar money.
Unlike Damon's rat-chewed caramel wrappers they find 3 years later.
You know what's weird? I find it. I go to the store and reinvest it in caramels. And it's like, didn't you just kind of defeat the cycle of finding that right now?
You guys get those world finest bars? They're like $1 a piece.
Yeah. The box cost my parents $60. However, I've only collected 12. The box is gone, but I sold the 12 almond ones. Turns out the crunchy caramels are quite delicious. So
Yeah, you're down at the grocery store. You like buy a candy bar? What flavor you got? Almond. It says in the box you have milk chocolate, crunch, caramel, almond. Yeah, I got almond.
you open the box, you're like, those aren't for sale.
Yeah. Ooh, those shouldn't have been in there.
Those shouldn't have been out. Those aren't for
Those
sale.
aren't for sale.
But no, I can imagine my parents finding me doing that, making me eat the whole box of chocolate.
Yeah.
But then I get to the almonds, I'm like, no, you guys are animals.
How dare you? I couldn't eat another bite. I'm about to explode. Oh, we found one with caramel. I'll take that one.
I'll sell it. Give it here.
I am my own container.
Yeah, but that is exactly what I just thought. That would have been my punishment, because that's what I did as a kid. I didn't hide smokes or nothing like that. But man, me and my brother both. And then what we'd do is I'd go into his box and like take stuff and put it back in mine. And he'd be like, I swear, Mom, I didn't.
Kyle doesn't have any candy. Kyle ate all his candy. Mine's full, Mom. Look at mine.
But then they realize He's got twice as many almond bars as he's supposed to have. Damon, we see a problem.
It was 12, 12, 12, and 12.
Right.
Why is it 24?
Right. Right. So
if I'm doing the math, it was probably 15, 15, and 15.
yeah, it was something like that. But so anyway, we got there because they would hang you if you tried to kill yourself.
We got from hanging from suicide to Damon's hiding caramels under his bed.
I weren't hiding them. I wasn't hiding them.
Well,
I know
I was
where they
hiding the
were.
wrappers.
Yeah, I know where they were. I was hiding. I really was. Like you'd pick up my mattress and box spring, and there'd be wrappers in there, and I'd be waiting for like garbage day. I'd be like, garbage is pretty full. I'd go out and pound them down the bottom of the can. But here's the deal. The math never worked. You're 9 years old and you think you got the whole system beat. And it's like, hey, someone paid. Then fast forward when I'm doing my kids.
Suddenly you're trying to charge like $40 for each almond bar.
No, but you buy raffle. We had to buy raffle tickets. You buy $100 worth and you sell them for $10 a piece. You could sell 10 of them. Well, what ends up happening is you never really push them on nobody. You just write your name on all 10 of them and throw them in the thing. It is what it is, right? But we're in a different age, different era. $60 back then was probably like $300 or $400 is now.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Which I always wanted to be like, I'll just give you the money. Because I'm just going to, and I don't want this like, tub of popcorn.
Right.
Or like cheap wrapping paper.
Yeah. Can I just donate?
Just give, I know this is just a scam for me to pay for whatever it is you should have funded via my tax dollars anyway. This being a public school. But yeah, go ahead. I don't want a tin of popcorn that one of my kids is going to stick their dirty hand in and like, well, the whole tin's ruined. I see that. That'd be your move. You'd put your hand in it and be like, well, I guess that's Damon's popcorn now.
So I didn't use this one, but I wanted to. That was my tongue thing. That hurt right there. That was I have a thing going on in my mouth. I'm like, don't let it happen because I look like I'm stroking out and that just happened. So anyway,
today.
Yeah, as TCO sells it for you, when I look at stuff, there was one where it said 40 popcorn tins, right? And it says regular and cheddar. They ate all the caramel. Okay?
Yeah, Chicago style, regular and cheddar. Wait a minute.
Here's the deal. They got the lid off of one of them. The whole third of it is empty. Okay? And they go, yeah, that's what it was. Triple tin, plain and cheddar only, or whatever it is, right? And I'm like, first off, the cheddar's not bad either, so you can eat the cheddar. But the plain stuff, it's the grossest popcorn you'll ever. Especially the stuff at Christmas time. You buy it. You're like, hey, here's a shitty gift because I didn't know that I was going to buy something for you, and you bought something for me. So here you go. I went to Walmart and bought this for $8.
I think it would be better to be plain cheddar, give or take a handful.
Yeah, yeah. You got the Cheeto dust basically all over you from the cheddar cheese as you're typing it out.
Yeah, you just see that like on the rim of the tin. They wiped their hand like as they're pulling their hand back out.
But no, I didn't use it for that, but I was like, man, this is pretty cool because it really was. It was like 20 tins, but it said, and then underneath it said, don't even ask about caramel. Like that.
What I want to know is like, do they know they could just buy caramel corn?
Right. But here's the deal. Honestly, after Christmas, what do they mark them things? They're like $2,
So you're like, hey, regular caramel corn is $4 a bag. These tins are $1.50.
Yeah.
I can just eat the caramel out of that, recoup my money by reselling this.
Yeah, quite the entrepreneur.
Yeah, real crypto bro there.
Yeah. So here, this one here is kind of weird. I did not see this coming. It's forbidden to be buried in Longyearbyen, Norway. The town's only cemetery closed over 70 years ago because it's so cold that bodies previously buried there have never decomposed, and some still carry traces of an influenza virus that caused an epidemic in 1918.
I thought it would be funny. They closed the cemetery thinking, hey, if we don't have anywhere to bury, we're probably not going to die. Loophole!
You can't die. We're all out of space.
Yeah.
We're all out.
Moose out front should have told you.
Sorry,
closed.
sir. Cemetery's closed. Yeah.
But yeah, ghost out front should have told you. What are we doing?
But what I think is funny. So back from the 1918. Okay, so
that was great. Hey, guys, we got to close down the cemetery because these death popsicles. Yeah, they're kind of a problem. We really need to prevent global warming.
But who's touching the dead people to get? I mean, are they just buried like under leaves? I mean, do you not like put them in a box? What do we do? What are we doing here?
Yeah, are they not 6 feet down?
Yeah. It's like the dog's out digging, and we all got the flu.
Yeah, well, maybe it's because it's so frozen they couldn't dig, so they're just boxes on ice. It's just like a big shuffle game.
When you picture that, I picture the whole, what's the thing where they do it in the Olympics with the brooms?
Oh, curling?
Yeah, and they just slide the body down and they're curling in front of it.
Hey guys, we can't slide any more down. The ones at the end were really cracking.
Yeah.
And those are the 1918 ones.
Yeah.
So we can't let those pop open.
Those are actually, those are still sick. So, and imagine that. So I died 70 years ago, but I'm still too sick for you to ever want to, don't come visit my grave because you might get sick, you know? But
yeah, Damon's driving by and he's like, ooh, flowers, influenza.
I stopped to smell the flowers. Now I'm going to die from influenza.
I mean, I just picture like the cemetery is on a slight hill. So they just set a coffin and just
roll them. Yeah.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. But yeah, right. Why can't they bury people? Are they worried that they're going to dig too close?
Do you remember? You remember when we were kids?
Oh no!
And they had the baseball diamond, and we would roll down the hill.
Why did we? I remember that.
I don't know why we did, but it was stupid. But now, I'm picturing all these corpses just rolling down the. They're not even in a box. They're just rolling them down the hill. I can picture 9-year-old fat me doing that.
Yeah,
but
and we send them to the glory of God. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Roll them down.
Yeet. Just right over the cliff. They just roll. So
Damon Bracchio, roll on down. You're the next contestant on You Are Dead.
Yeah. On Who's Got the Flu from 1918. So anyway.
Maybe I'll get to play Plinko.
You land in the wrong. Oh. Yeah,
you're coughing.
And somehow Drew Carey still outlives me to just be standing there going, have your pet spayed or neutered.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. It's all good. So here's my last one, and it plays off of this. In 1974, the mummy of Pharaoh Ramesses II was issued a valid Egyptian passport.
Because they had to travel for it.
Yeah.
They put his body on a tour.
So he could fly to Paris. French scientists studying the remains said that the mummy was threatened by a fungoid growth that needed urgent treatment to prevent total decay. Under French law, anyone who enters the country, alive or dead, must hold a passport. So the Egyptian government issued a passport to the pharaoh who'd been deceased for almost 3 millennia.
Can you imagine like the bureaucracy here in America? Be like, no, he blinked. His eyes are closed.
Right.
There's a shadow on it. We can't.
Right.
It's got to be at a white screen, 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches.
So
they did!
That's a picture of the passport.
Oh, they actually. No, we can't. It has to be unwrapped.
Yeah.
No, that'd be me. Like, is that you? And I have to take my wrapping off, and they're like, "Oh, it is him." Put the wrapping back on.
They just tuck a hat on you, and you're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's him.
Okay, it's Ted.
That's him. That's him.
It's Ted.
You're right. All right.
No, I've seen some like old men in the South that look worse than that guy.
Oh yeah. No, this guy looks like he could actually probably still out party me.
Yeah.
So I'm being honest with you. He's right here. And he has a passport. He can actually go farther.
Can you imagine that phone call? No, we would like to study him, but he needs a passport. Pardon me? Well, we the French, we have certain rules. You must come. We say, you going to come? Mais no. You need passport. He's dead. He's been dead since before Jesus.
Yeah.
He needs passport. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, look, Jesus comes here. He needs passport too. Okay.
He's going to want our baguettes. He's going to want our fromage.
Listen, man. Here's what I'm telling you.
Oh, no, here we are.
No?
Nope, that was me. I put that on a T.
By the way, quite happy when I got TJ.
I want to apologize to everyone in the audience.
All right.
So I want to apologize to Buck.
Buck Narrold, we apologize. Okay?
There's an N in it somewhere.
Yeah, there's an N in there somewhere. All right, so let's do TCO sells it for you.
TCO sells it for you.
This is a much shorter one than last time, but it's still funny. Here it is. It's buy-sell trade from Will County, Plainfield, Romeoville garage sales, surrounding areas. It's gotten me from point A to B for quite some time. It has its issues. There is 119K in it. Not gonna lie.
I hope it's a pony.
Not gonna lie. This guy loves exclamation points, so I'm going to read it like he wrote it. Let's not lie. They're not all highway miles, and I'm not a grandma driving it. Nothing major can be wrong. I don't see any check engine lights. Sometimes the trans jumps. Other times it's a NASCAR. Okay, listen. What could really be wrong? Sometimes the trans jumps. Okay, I'm answering my own questions here.
I like how he's like trying to like sugarcoat it instead of being like,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I rode it hard and put it away wet every time.
Yeah. And by the way, sometimes the trans jumps. So
And
anyway,
sometimes it doesn't do what we wanted to do.
other times it's a NASCAR. Then here's his next sentence. If I had the DeLorean time machine, things would be so different. With that being said, all right, this baby has 119,000 ordinal miles because we don't know a G from a D. Ordinal miles on it. It's a jet black outside, 2 words, not 1 word. Gray cloth interior.
It's a jet black outside.
It's a jet black outside. Out and the side. Okay, not outside, out and the side. Gray cloth interior with a well-aged tear about the size of a pen in the driver's seat. You can hardly see it. I will call it a character builder.
You know, I want to say I've never looked around and like I've dropped something and like, ooh, I can't find that tiny screw for my glasses, or where's that like where's that safety pin I just dropped, or where's that thumbtack? I've never dropped a pen and gone, where's that pen?
Yeah.
I
it went through the
cannot
seat.
see that pen on the carpet.
It went through the seat, I guess. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So it says, I would call it a character builder. Yeah, so he says. It does have a dent in the plastic bumper in the driver backside, about the size of a softball. This one makes it look well-aged, like a fine piece of Parmesan cheese. Well, if you sat around this long to read this, you need to come look. Located in Elmhurst, looking to move quickly. I bet he is. This is a Hyundai Sonata.
I am not kidding you.
Yeah.
That is TJ's house across the street.
Is it really?
That would be amazing if it was.
It would-
Because I would go look at this car.
You know what would have been great though, honestly, is had that been the case, and we did it last week.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks ago, whatever, 3.
And
when
he was
on.
like, Tony's selling his car?
That guy talks with exclamation points. I didn't know he writes that way too.
I think of all the things, like, you know what? I want to compare this to something that's finely aged. Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan cheese.
You know, the stuff that smells like vomit? Yeah, okay. Which, not real Parmesan cheese, but if you ever get that like stuff in the green can,
Yeah.
like if you walk in and be like, did someone throw up? No, I'm just making pizza.
Yeah. Plus,
No one out Pizza's the Hut, guys.
it's a 2016 Hyundai Sonata SE, by the way. I would rather run that through a cheese grater than buy this car anyway. So it is what it is. It is absolutely hysterical how, first off, you say there's really nothing wrong with it because there's no lights on. By the way, the trans jumps. And then, everything else has an exclamation point, but not that
I'm
sentence.
impressed he got that many miles on that car.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised this isn't like tripped over, burnt, put dust out with coffee.
Right.
Probably same guy. His name's probably Mike. So anyway, if you are looking for a 2016 Hyundai Sonata where the trans jumps sometimes.
Just
don't
drive to
check engine
TJ's
lights.
house and turn left.
Yeah, turn left and look for Tony's car. It's all good. Again,
It would be great if you just saw TJ in the back walking his dog.
yeah. But remember, this only has 119,000 ordinal miles. So they are ordinal. That's all I can say about that.
It has just 375,000 original
And
miles.
it's a jet black outside.
Outside.
Outside. Again, I really would have loved it if you'd have been like, no, that's TJ's house right there. That would have been great. So, by the way, we're letting everybody know where he lives. So we're going to rub that from the, we're going to Chub Hub that right off of the thing. So anyway, Scrub Hub? Scrub Hub.
Well, it's amazing how much Grubhub has translated for us this week.
In the last couple of weeks, it's been great. You know what? I think we skipped the TCO of the week.
No TCO of the week.
Because I do want to get in. This is a good strange story.
If you'd like to hear the TCO of the week, please check out That Checks Out with Mike and Steve.
Yes. With Raymond and Fred. A New Mexico man.
Yeah, with Mike and Steve, starring Raymond and Fred.
Best supporting actor, Fred. A New Mexico
with their producer, Mick. Yeah. And Larry.
I was going to say Mick and Larry. Yeah. Mick and Larry.
Mick and Larry?
Remember, he's the big
sounds
Mick.
sounds like you're very angry at Larry.
Yeah.
Mick and Larry.
So here's a title. A New Mexico man nearly died after his dog accidentally shot him.
Wait, did the guy, is it on the Mexican man? Because he might have told his dog he wanted to die in his sleep.
First off, it says New Mexico man.
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't know. If it was that, I'd been like, hey man,
Nope.
man nearly died.
Nope.
Okay, so let's just clear this up. New Mexico man.
I mean, we all established I listened to you with about 30% interest. So the fact that I got the Mexico part alone is...
You're right. You're right.
I could
there's
have
a
just
dog.
said man.
Yeah, so there's a man.
I got Mexico, man, and dog. That's 75% of what you said.
I love when you let go of the mic to make your point.
I couldn't.
And it just floats up over your head.
I wanted to count I wanted to point it out in my hand. I couldn't. As soon as I let go.
So
wait.
Here's one.
Here we go. As soon as I let go, you would no longer hear me.
Yeah.
The microphone is now a foot above my head.
Here's point 1. And now you can't hear me. All right, so here we go. A New Mexico man nearly died after his dog accidentally shot him. That man, 74-year-old Sonny Tex Gilligan. So his name's Sonny Gilligan, but he goes by Tex.
Yeah.
If you have a name of Gilligan, you should never change that.
Well, I don't know. Gilligan is not really known to be a smart guy. However, Gilligan was never shot by his dog.
Yeah, right. Right. So he lives in Dona Ana County, wherever that is, in New Mexico, apparently, on his way to a jackrabbit hunt in the New Mexico desert. Oh, you're just calling by his last name. Gilligan brought along Charlie and his 2 other dogs, Scooter and Cowboy. If Cowboy didn't shoot this guy, I swear to God, this is a terrible story. I don't know which dog shot him, but my money's on Cowboy, okay? Gilligan was in the front seat of his pickup truck when he was suddenly shot in his torso. Here's a quote. "It went through my ribs, my lung, and busted up my collarbone on the right side," Gilligan told ABC News. "I had a gaping hole, and a lot of blood there, too. I could see the blood, and I felt it." Okay, so they must interview this guy while he was still low on blood, because that's a weird way to talk for somebody 74 years old.
His name is, what's his first name again?
What's his first name? Tex.
Well, that's his nickname.
Tex's nickname. Sonny.
Sonny Tex, Captain Obvious.
This guy?
Yeah, Sonny Tex, Captain Obvious, Gilligan.
This guy has like a plethora of nicknames. He has no real names whatsoever.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, he has no nicknames. If his dog would have been named the Skipper, that would have been so great.
That's what we would go through. Like, his dog should name Professor Marianne and the rest.
Right.
Because
Love, eh? A lot of Gilligan references here. If you're not getting these, it's because you're not old enough.
the original
Sorry.
theme song was The Millionaire and His Wife, The Movie Star, and the rest.
Yeah.
There were 2 others, The Professor and Marianne.
Yeah.
Those 2 were so like worthless that first season. They're like, and the rest.
Yeah, and the rest. Just so you know, there's other people on there, but we're not going to tell you.
We don't
names.
care.
Yeah.
You'll figure them out. It's the Marianne and the guy.
So at first, he believed that someone from outside of his vehicle may have fired a shot.
The shots are coming from inside the vehicle.
But Gilligan quickly realized that the shooter was actually Charlie. Oh, Charlie's the man. Okay, no Cowboy.
Yeah.
No Cowboy.
The cowboys back there, like, that's
Yeah.
what they would have liked you to think.
Who had managed to pull the trigger on one of the shotguns that was in the backseat of the truck. First off, how intensely are you flying out of that car to go jackrabbit hunting that they're loaded and cocked and ready in the back of the truck?
Did Tex put it right in that spot where dogs like to get?
Ooh, good stretch.
Yeah. Cowboy was scratching Charlie, and his paw just did the.
Yeah. Look at it, get his toe go or get his foot going. Look at that.
Well, look, there it is. There's his foot. There it is. Boom!
Yeah. I think that came from outside the truck.
Yeah. You know how loud that had to be?
Right.
And he thinks it came from outside the truck?
Yeah. Did someone fire a cannon from a
Right.
pirate ship at you? You sure how loud that was? So it says, Charlie got his foot in the trigger of the gun and leaned forward. Then it slipped off the seat, caught the trigger, and shot Gilligan. This guy should buy a lotto ticket because it sounds like this is not supposed to happen by science.
No, this guy should have bought a Darwin Award ticket.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. How
Is it like
excited-
Cannonball Run jackrabbit hunting? I
Well,
mean, you have
that's
to run out of
yeah,
the car,
right, yeah.
and you have to make sure I'm fully loaded.
Well, I mean, they are jackrabbits, so they're quick. Go, 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 go! I got to load. No time. You should have preloaded.
Yeah, no time. We leave the house loaded or we don't go jackrabbit hunting. That's the rule in this house. But it says it was a freak accident, but it's true. That's what happened. That's what he told the reporter.
I'm telling you, like, this was you. He said in front of his dogs that he hoped to die in his sleep.
Yeah.
And one of them was like, from a shotgun? I can make that happen.
Wait, did you say you wanted to die driving your truck? What did you say?
Yeah.
Tell me what you said. Okay.
Cowboy said to Scooter, hey, let Charlie know it's on.
Yeah. So it says he was able to call 911 though and get medical attention he needed. He's currently being treated at El Paso medical center in Texas.
All right.
Huh?
So he lives. So I
Yeah.
feel I don't feel problem making fun of him. I think
No, not at all.
I think I would have loved to have seen it because those 3 dogs as soon as that gun went off would have gone ape.
Yeah.
Just in the car, front seat, back seat, all
First
over the
off,
place.
they're deaf.
Yeah.
They're deaf.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They've been discombobulated. Now they're covered in old Texas blood, jumping back and forth all over that. It must have looked like an absolute war scene by the time he rolled up into El Paso Medical.
They're blanketed in Gilligan juice.
Yeah. They're running in and out of the ER.
How do we know they were here? With the footprints, sir. We saw the footprints. They're up and down the hallway.
All right, so we looked for the dogs, not at the river first.
Yeah.
We checked the consent.
Turns out they were in the bear den. Weird. Bear was gone.
Yeah.
Dogs are in there.
They're all dressed up as the showgirl and the sheriff.
It does say, though, it says if he had waited 10 more minutes, he probably would have died.
Yeah, I can't imagine if you take a shotgun blast through your chest.
Yeah, through your torso, through your lung, or whatever they say. Right.
Well, there was a lot of blood. Yeah.
I know I actually passed the other side just before getting to the hospital, but they were able to revive me through CPR and bring me back. Oh, I have such an appreciation for the doctors and first responders who saved my life. Okay, so that's real. Gilligan said that after the incident, all 3 of his dogs went to jail. What he called the Animal Service Center in Mesilla Valley. Poor Charlie, he's a good dog, Gilligan said. The sheriff's department said the only one they had trouble with was Cowboy. There's my man.
There's your man.
I knew he was going to be. Knew he was going to be that. The other 2 were friendly. Charlie is the boss. Well, of course he is. He took the shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So honestly, Charlie probably didn't take the shot because if he's the boss, he's got an underboss that'll take the shot for him. He doesn't have to do that. Do you not know how the dog mafia works?
Yeah. Well, Charlie listens to our podcast, and he just turned to the other 2 dogs and he went, "I do the killing."
Right. So anyway, that made me giggle. Yeah. It says, but he's the boss, but he's gentle. Okay. Gilligan,
Yeah, he's gentle, but he'll shoot a bitch.
Wait, is Tex out of sausages? Because this bitch is gonna die.
Oh, hey, I only got treats for 2 people. Oh, guess what? MFer. It's happening. It's going down.
There's some dollar signs between this F and K. I'm gonna tell you right now. Some dollar signs in here.
There's a ch and a ch.
$2 signs. But Gilligan used it as a joke that his son was able to bond out the dogs from the animal shelter. His son, Mark, reportedly was not surprised that the incident like this happened, despite how bizarre it sounds. Mark's like, you know what? I was waiting for this to happen.
Yeah.
Dad, if I told you once, I told you a million times, the dog is going to shoot you when you go hunting. You know this. You know this.
His immediate response was, that checks out with Mike and Steve.
And Mark. It was Mark and Steve. So, but it says,
With Mark and Reeve.
here's his quote. They're kind of rowdy. They're pretty rambunctious and full of energy, he said. That's why the owners gave them up. My dad has 4 acres of land so they can run free. So it didn't surprise me at all. Okay, so
What I don't get is like, who's in the front seat with him? Like,
I have no idea.
Couldn't you have put either the dogs in one seat and the guns in the other? Like,
Yeah.
either put. Hey, you know what? I got a lot of room in the back of this F-350. Let's just put everything in the back.
That's the next commercial for Ford. Look, 3 dogs, 2 shotguns in the bed of this truck.
Yeah.
This is how it works. All right. It's even got the steps so the old man could get up in there and get the shotguns out. Turns out he doesn't need the steps. He just needs the OnStar button so he can call 911.
You know who can make this commercial?
Huh?
The makers of any kind of gun rack.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Do you not only have a gun, but enough guns and dogs to necessitate separating them with a gun rack?
You make a dog rack so the guns can sit on the seat.
It literally goes the one head facing the other way, the middle one head facing the other way, bottom one head facing the first way.
Right. I don't know how they're mounted, but it looks painful. I have no idea. But yeah, gun rack. Hell,
Yeah,
I'm getting
yeah.
a dog rack. My guns sit on the seat like a man.
It goes Charlie, Scooter, Cowboy. Because Cowboy's the rough one and Charlie's the leader.
But
The Scooter just gets by in the middle.
but when your son tells the news crew, I'm not surprised this happened.
Hey, is this Tex Jr.?
This is Mark.
Yeah, this is Mark. Hi. Yeah, your dog's just shot your dad in the torso. It checks out.
Man, again.
I got 2 questions. Did he make it? And what, Cowboy?
right. Who had Cowboy in the shooting pool? Who had Cowboy?
The one guy they all mocked, like comes up, like takes all the winnings, is like, I told you that, Charlie. Son of a bitch. You all thought it was cowboy. It's the quiet ones you got to watch. It's the quiet ones.
So where can you buy a dog rack, Ted?
You can buy a dog rack at thatchecksout.net. You can find us at all the socials that checks out. WDT. Don't forget to check out YouTube for our latest video. Cool dad. Share it with everyone you know. Moms, dads, grandkids, everyone. Everyone has had a dad at one point. Even if you liked him or not, share him that because it's cool.
Yeah.
That Checks Out has been a TCO Productions.
Yeah.
Your producers have been Damon and Ted. Shocking, right? We've recorded this at Audio Hive Podcasting Studio.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you can do a podcast. If we can do it, you can do it. Come on down and talk to
Yeah.
Mac. Set that up. We'd like to thank you to Jerry for running Video Village.
Yeah.
Mac for whatever it is he does.
Nah.
Not much today.
There's an in there somewhere.
Been really phoning it in.
I'm really phoning it in.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks to Buck. We'll catch you next time.
Buck Narrold. Have a good day.